Hey, what's up, everybody? It's your man, Will. I hope everybody is all well and hope everybody is being positive. But today on My Two Cents, I was thinking about the findings that Trump supposedly found through his Doge, program with Elon Musk and their team. And he had a press conference where he was listing all of the expenditures that the United States is paying to other countries. And I thought it was crazy. He said it was 520 million that was going to Africa for some type of environmental studies. 520 million. 25 million to Cambodia. $42 million to Uganda. $10 million to Mozambique for male circumcision studies. $9.6 million to Cambodia. $32 million to another country. $486 million to Moldova. That's crazy. So we looking at like it's over $1 billion already just going to other countries. $22 million to India to support their voter turnout. Now that's a lot of money of U.S. tax dollars going to other countries. And based off of his press conference, based off of the information that he was presenting, those programs are like that country's problem. Like, I still don't understand why I need that much money to go towards India's voter turnout, or $10 million for male circumcision in another country. But the point that I see, it's a lot of hands in that cookie jar. And it's a lot of money being stolen from those programs. And it's all under the name of non-for-profit organizations, NGOs. And I think the most of that money is going to those administrators of that non-for-profit company or those NGOs. And even those government officials that's in those countries. Because when you go and you see, if you ever been to Africa, I've been to Africa, I've been to a few countries there. It doesn't take a whole lot of money to do things over there. And you have countries over there that still don't have drinking water. They still have issues with electricity. All of that. And we having millions of dollars going to Africa. And these problems are not fixed on a grand scheme of things. And then when you think about it, our tax dollars is going over there. Even people find the kindness in their heart sometimes to donate to these organizations to help these people. But I would say 9.5 times out of 10, who's really going over there fact checking and double checking if the funds are going to where they say they're going? Because when I was in Africa, prime example, even here in Chicago, we have a lot of those boxes. They're in a grocery store parking lot where it says, you can donate clothes to the needy and, put your clothes in here and it's going to, you're going to help a family somewhere. And it may be just this generic non-for-profit or organization, an NGO on the box, and it's painted on there. And then when I went to Africa, people are buying used clothes by the pound and by the kilo, either from the United States, from Europe, from Asia, and they're buying these used clothes. And we're giving these used clothes away for free to these organizations, and then they're turning around selling them on the international market. So I was like, so who's really going over to these countries to check? So, there's been a lot of people that's enriched themselves from these funds, from these donations. And I think I kind of, it's crazy that Trump is talking about this now, but this has been going on for decades. And I'm sure if he's really serious about cutting these funds, I think it's a good thing, because I think it's going to force these countries to be more self-sufficient versus being always dependent on funds coming from the West. And it'll also keep these criminals from enriching themselves and their families and their certain tribes for themselves off of, foreign aid. It's crazy. Now, don't get me wrong. I think it's good when the United States can step in and other countries can step in and help countries in need. Like if it's a natural disaster, if it's some type of things that's out of the control of man that can really help people. Now, war is something else. I don't believe in funding wars, but I do believe in helping people when it's needed. And I think that the United States should help when situations like that, when it's a tsunami or earthquake or something like that, to really come in and help people. But these other programs that they just make up out of thin air just to make a budget for, to spend taxpayers' money and donations on, that needs to be looked at under a microscope, because I know people are using that money for their own gain. And you have people you have those VIPs, and you have these government officials that live in these countries. Their families is nice. They have nice houses and Land Cruisers and all of that. But then you go down the road, there's no roads for the people, there's no lights, there's no running water, but then you getting billions of dollars in aid. Make that make sense to me, you all. Make that make sense to me. I don't know, it's just my 2 cents. Correct me if I'm wrong, but it's clearly that it's been hands in the cookie jar with all of those billions of dollars going to these countries, and we don't see any real change across the globe, even in our own country. Even our own country, we have cities in the United States is dying because there's no industry, there's no jobs. People have to move to bigger, more expensive cities just to make ends meet sometimes. I don't know. You all tell me. I really think that it needs to be some fact checking, and it needs to have some of these rocks turned over to really see where these funds are going, because it's not going to the people that they say it's going to. And I think a lot of people are enriching themselves off of the funds of taxpayers. And we still pay taxes every single day. Everybody that lives in this country pays some form of tax. Either it's property tax, sale tax, business tax, living tax. Everything in the United States is a tax. So I really think if we can cut back on sending billions of dollars to other countries, that can really help us out. Then I really believe it'll be a domino effect if other countries, if they wasn't getting that aid, they would have to really figure out how to be self-sustainable and figure out how to do things themselves. You have certain countries saying, well, if the United States is going to cut us off, we're not going to sell any of their products, or we're not going to provide, any of their products, or vice versa. But you know what? That might be a good thing. That might be opportunities for entrepreneurs to really step up and manufacture and make things and products in their own country, and can provide jobs to individuals that live in their countries. Even in Africa, you have like an example of Ibrahim Traoré in Burkina Faso, where he's kicking out France and kicking out a lot of exportation of the goods that's grown and made in Burkina Faso. He's saying, that's over for that. We're about to grow our own tomatoes, process our own tomatoes, and sell them to the people here in Burkina Faso, versus exporting tomatoes to be processed in France, and then France sends them back to sell to the people there. It doesn't make any sense. So I think all of this is really will push countries to be more self-sufficient and to really provide for their own citizens. But hey, it's just my 2 cents. Tell me what you all think, but $520 million to another country, $486 million to a small country in Europe. Come on, y'all. Like, really. You can tell somebody's hands is in the cookie jar. But this your boy, Will. I hope everybody is having a good day. You know, stay positive. And I will talk to you all on the next video. Make sure you hit that like button and make sure you hit that subscribe button. I'll talk to you all later. Peace.